This video is to show you how to create cutting paths. So this is some artwork from Mark, and he'd like to get these die cut. Up, and there goes my Illustrator already. So the first thing I'm going to do is use one of these, let's see, So he has a newer version of Illustrator, which makes everything come as a big clipping mask. So my first thing is to release the clipping mask, and now these are individual files, or individual groups I should say, and then I should be able to, this one's different as well. Let's see, yeah, here we go. Alright, anyway, what I will begin to do is I will just create a new document. And whatever, I usually use 8x8 just because nearly anything I do should fit on that for stickers. Up. There we go. Alright, so here is this one. Let me bring it over here and resize it so that you can see it. Alright, so this has a clipping mask as well. I've released that. Oop, tried to delete it. So I believe actually that this is, let's see, let's try it again. So this is a embedded, what do we have? Transparent. Not quite sure what type of file it is, but it's embedded in here. It's probably a PNG or something like that. Anyway, I can totally use this, but what I need to do is I'm going to create a copy of it. And the speed demon is going to give you the whirlwind on here. Alright, then the next thing that I do is I am going to image trace it. And you can ignore that. What I'm going to do is open my image trace toolbar so I can actually make some controls over this. So what I'd like to do is I'm just trying to isolate the shape because it's fairly complex, and it would take me a little while to do it by hand. So what I'm going to do is convert it to black and white. I need to expand the advanced part. First thing I do is click ignore white because, well, first I'll show you why I would do that. Alright, I'm going to do it black and white. And now when I move the threshold around, let me do preview. So that converted it to black and white. That way, as I increase the threshold, this will do everything black. And now if I click ignore white, it still should be everything black. And then so if I bring it down like just a few, the eyes are like that. And that actually is good. So what I will do, it's now traced. What I do is I hit expand, and now this is a vector object. So then my next thing is I go to my Pathfinder toolbar. I'm going to merge. I then go to unite. And now did you see how I'm going to undo that. Did you see the eyes? Now those have been sucked into this shape. And then, since I'm a maniac, I'll do the same thing again because I do not trust that. So I do this, I'll do this, and then I'll do this. Sometimes it leaves like the little eyeballs. Anyway, that should clean all that up. So now I have a perfect shadow of this. And it's a vector shape instead of a GIF or PNG or whatever this thing might actually be. Alright, so now what I do is I want to go to Object, Path, and I want to do an offset path. And I like to put preview on for this, and there would be our die cut. But let's do some more fun things on here. So for this, I tend to do 0.1. Miter is the corners. I always use round on that. On this one, it's not very noticeable. And I ignore the default for me is always 4. I don't know what the normal setting is, but that's what I use. Anyway, I'm going to hit OK. And so now I have, this is my original object in here, and this is my new outline. And I believe, let me see, I'm going to get rid of that. All right, so now we have this. The next thing I'm going to do, if I zoom in, you'll see there's a million points, and it doesn't need to be that complex. The other thing is when the cutting path comes, these are like 90 degrees or kind of sharp corners. That's not ideal for a drag knife. So what I do now is I go to Object, I go to Path, I go to Simplify, and now Adobe has, this stupid tool thing. I don't know why they minimize it. I don't know if there's a way to always show it maximized, but you have to click these three dots to actually get something useful out of it. Now it looks like Gumby because I was sliding that around. So if you show original path, that's what it originally looked like. I like to make these corners, I'd say somewhere around there, and then I still will move it to more of the maximum shapes. Let's see. So the red one is the original. That's fairly close to it, and it went from 370 points down to 36. And the reason that's important is each one of those points is my cutter stopping, basically. So if I cut this once, it goes from 370 individual cuts and movements to 36. And I can make it better by doing something else after this if you have a newer version of Illustrator. So let's see. Am I content with this? To me, that looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and just hit OK. And so here is our new shape. And now the next thing I'm going to do is I want to put a radius on things. And let me zoom in so that you can actually see this. So here is this would be a really bad corner because it would come like this and then back out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to round or put a radius on this. And you can, if you, well, on my computer, it's hitting Alt, which is probably the command button on the keyboard. If you do it here, you can adjust the radius and it will do it all across. And probably that 0.02 is good. And now these are no, whoops, that's a thing called Alfred, no one cares. And now the cutting path will just zoop right around here and be fine. But instead of doing it that way, what I would do is, let me Control Z, and this is where they're sharp again. So what I normally do is click on it, and then I click to the direct selection tool, and then I can just type it in up here instead of having to drag it. So I'm going to go let's see where 0.2 is. Oh, 0.2 is ridiculous. So let's do 0.1. Again, that's maybe a little too much, so I'm going to do 0.05. And I'm going to say that is perfect. These stickers will probably be a little bit hard to put down because these arms are going to be kind of waving around. But, you know, that's fine. The other thing we could do is probably join these, but the legs will still be dangling. So as far as a sticker goes, this is probably, you know, it's going to have loose arms. It will cut fine, and it might just be hard to stick because these are going to be kind of floppy because they're long and narrow. But anyway, if it's laminated or something like that, it will be fine. So my next thing, I select it. I want to change it to this. I'm going to change it to 0.25 inches, and what I do is I'll just use a color book. So I'm in the color palette. I just use a color book. I always use Pantone Coded, and I'm just going to grab something that I'm not using in this. And I, of course, screwed that up. I'm going to swap those, and then I'm going to get rid of the fill. So right now, you have this slightly yellow thing on here, and then the next move would be to select both of these. I'm going to align them, and I'm probably set to, align to selection. Let's see, and there you go. And so now, here, I'm going to change it just so that it's easier to see. Oh, where was it? It's color books, Pantone. Let's go to something a little bit darker. There you go. So maybe that's a little bit easier to see than the yellow one. So this would be the final sticker. And then the final thing that I would do on this, I'm not sure what these are. I'm going to delete that. I'm not sure what those layers are. I guess it's because it's a SVG file. But I believe, let's all get a laugh if it deletes them. Nope, okay, we're good. So what I would do is create a layer. For me, internally, this is called cutting. This one I call artwork. And then I just drag my cutting path to the cutting, and then my artwork is on here, and there you have it. And so this would be a final, sticker ready or contour cut ready sticker. And there you have it. I'm going to stop this recording, and I will do one more of the same thing.